citizens of Africa, citizens of Africa, fellow citizens, fellow citizens, fellow citizens of Africa, citizens of Africa, fellow citizens, fellow citizens.
Blogging since 2003, hitting the left, the right, the center, black, white, red and yellow, loved by some, claimed by many, coming straight from New Jersey, via New York, via Jamaica, via a ship named Jesus, it's Sanjata, Mr. Ola Tunji! Welcome to Garvey's Ghost TV, January 11th, 2010. At the top of the news, the U.S. Census. There are blue and green people in America. And apparently, somebody has approved of the use of the term Negro in the 2010 census. The reasons given for this was that it would appeal to people who were uncomfortable using terms such as African American, black, and the recently removed colored. These people would include persons such as John, I ain't no African McWater, Armstrong, Sharm Thurman is my daddy, Williams, members of the National Council of Negro Women, and Clarence Long Dong Thomas. Not to worry, those African Americans who need other terms, there have been others included in the upcoming 2020 census. Those terms will include negress, nigga, and for those like President Obama, mutt. Don't get mad at me, he said it on national TV. In other news, Rudy 9/11 Giuliani made a claim on Good Morning America that there have been no terrorist attacks under the Bush administration. Really? In other news, from down under, an Australian doctor is out to cure nappy hair. This doctor has isolated the gene responsible for nappy hair and wants to use his research to solve this scourge that afflicts millions of people around the world by making a pill, a syringe, or a drink that you can take to suppress the gene. Reports are that there are millions of black women and thousands of pimps eagerly awaiting the revelation of this new product so they can throw out that lie relaxer. In other news, Harry Reid has been seen apologizing to Americans, to African Americans, to anyone who will listen, because he apparently has said that Obama will be president because he's light-skinned and doesn't speak Negro. Son, unless he wants to. Why is this man apologizing? You apologize when you say something wrong. You apologize when you do something wrong. You apologize when you're trying to have your wife have sex with you. But Reid is not wrong. He hasn't done any of these things. Multiple observers, as far back as at least early 2008, observed that Obama was popular among likely white voters because he was biracial and well-spoken. Son. And when they say well-spoken, they don't mean just any old well-spoken. They don't want well-spoken like Jesse, I am somebody Jackson, or Al, no justice, no peace Sharpton. No, they want the other kind of well-spoken. Just last week, we discussed the black inspector who was discriminated by his job because he was an inspector and he wore suits, and that intimidated the people whose businesses they were inspecting. I suppose so. Word on the street and in financial quarters is that business as speech coaching nationally have gone up 500%. Leading this charge are black politicians of largely white districts. In other news, Israel is sterilizing Ethiopians. The National of Abu Dhabi reports that Israel has been injecting birth control drug Depo-Provera to Ethiopians. Researchers have approached the local health clinic that services Ethiopians, and the clinic manager said that he had been instructed to administer Depo-Provera to women of childbearing age, though he refused to say who had issued this order. Yali Hashat, a researcher at Haifa University, says that this kind of behavior is not new, but echoes those practices used against Jewish women who immigrated to Israel from Arab countries like Iraq, Morocco, and Yemen in the early years in the 1950s and 60s. These women were fitted with IUDs when the things were experimental, because the leading gynecologists of Israel said that Arab Jews were primitive and incapable of acting responsibly. In other words, they refused to kill each other, use white phosphorus on civilians, bomb people from the sky, and appropriate land that's not theirs. That would be responsible. I am Mr. Olatunji. You've been watching Garvey's Ghost TV. Ting and ting and ting and ting.